from Bombay, and I'm going to be running through the itinerary of Flavors of Europe, which is a 9 nights and 10 days itinerary. A very simple itinerary. This is a new itinerary for this season, for the coming season, and it's 3 nights Paris, Switzerland, 3 nights in Italy. That means 1 night in Padova, 1 night in Pisa, and 1 night in Rome. Very simple itinerary, very relaxed itinerary. I think this itinerary will sell really well. But before I continue, I'm going to put it on mute so I don't hear and then I will unmute it once the itinerary is over, and then we will take all your questions, all your queries. But before I start, once again, as Archer said, I'd also like to repeat the same. Please do not put the phones on hold because we can hear the voice messages. And please do not put your phones on speaker because we can hear the surround sounds. If you need to go away or something, put the call on mute. You have the option of muting it. So you can do that, but please do not put on hold or on speaker. So now I'm going to mute it from my side. You'll be able to hear.
The conference is now in silent mode.
All right. So we are going to start Flavors of Europe 2020, which is a brand new package for this season.
The conference is now in talk mode. The conference is now in silent.
So this package we are basically going to start. We are going to have Air India, 99.9% Air India, and arrival into Paris, departure from Rome. The Paris itinerary is the same as all other itineraries, but for those who have noticed, 3 nights in Paris. On arrival day, like all of our itineraries, we do not have any activity on the day we arrive. It is just arrival, check into the hotel for, depending on the time of the flight. In this case, we'll be going directly to the restaurant, having dinner, and then a night. Day 2 is where your city tour starts. The only difference compared to last season and the coming season is that we do not have the Louvre Museum included. It is not mentioned over here, so people have enough time in the city. Now, on this day, we are going to do in the morning of Paris, or a panoramic tour, for that matter, of Paris while sitting in the coach. We'll also be doing the Eiffel Tower at the second level Eiffel Tower, and we'll be doing the River Seine cruise, which is a 1-hour cruise, which is in a glass top boat, with different monuments as we're passing by, as we're passing through the River Seine. Most of the important buildings and monuments are along the Seine River, many of them, so people have a fair idea about Paris when they're on the boat also. During the orientation tour or during the panoramic, we'll stop in the bus during the day, but we'll be passing by various and important buildings and various monuments. We'll be passing the Madeleine Church of the Garnier, Orsay Museum, the National Assembly, the Champs-Élysées, which is the main street. National Assembly, of course, is like Parliament. Then the Arc de Triomphe, all these places, also the Louvre Palace. Now, although we are not going to the Louvre Museum, people will be seeing the Louvre Pyramid, which is on top of the glass pyramid, the famous glass pyramid, as well as the inverted pyramid, which is inside the complex. So people will be going to the Louvre Museum. If they want to go to the Louvre Museum, specifically to see the Mona Lisa, they have to pay the tickets themselves on the spot if it is available, or the tour manager will guide them 2-3 days prior to departure when the group is formed as to how they can book it online. Okay, so it will be made. Most of the people, 99.9% of the people who have gone to the Louvre have said, "Arey, this is a waste of time. We prefer spending more time outside," which I agree with, because only, again, I'm repeating the same thing, only if you're a true lover of art and understand art, it is worth spending time in the Louvre, otherwise it is not. Then on that day, we also have the optional tour of Paris by evening. That is an optional. So what will happen after we finish the whole day, we will have, in these tours, we only have breakfast and dinners, no lunches, any which way. So After we finish the whole day, we'll be going after the boat ride. We'll be going for dinner. After dinner, the people have opted for the Paris by evening tour. There will be a local coach that will take them around in the evening along with the tour manager, of course. And the people who have not opted for the Paris by evening will go back to the hotel in coach. So there will be two transfers, one going to the hotel and one going for Paris by evening tour. Now, because we'll be reaching late, Paris by evening tour will be making photo stops. We will make stops at various buildings. Not all the buildings, some of the buildings are important ones where we can stop the bus next to the Opera, Concord Square, a couple of other places where it's possible. They'll be stopping the bus in your invalids. And then finally make the stop where we will see the Eiffel Tower during the illumination, which happens when it is dark in the night. During the Eiffel Tower, but the Eiffel Tower will be visiting only the second level of the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower has got level 1, 2 and 3. We are going to level 2. Level 2, for all practical purposes, it is the best. Much better than level 3. So that was the cost factor also involved and time is also involved. Eiffel Tower will always take time. It does not take time on top to see the view. The time consumer or the time killer is when you're going up and when you're coming down. That is where you lose most of your time because of security. You have got 2 sets of security checks, and while coming down also there's a line for getting into the elevators. Now these elevators are like double-decker elevators. They go from ground level to level 1 and level 2. Our group does not get off at level 1. We only get off and on at level 2. So this day is pretty nice, pretty comfortable. People enjoy themselves because they get sufficient time to move around on their own in the city of Paris itself, which other tour operators do not give them time. When you pack in too many things, people can't really enjoy the city. The next day, because we have a late night, we leave around 10 o'clock in the morning for Disneyland, because this day we have the full day. It's an optional activity. On this day, we have a full day in Disneyland, including the fireworks. Now, none of the given option of fireworks for people, for Indian groups. We are the only company that gives an option of staying late in the night. So what do? We leave Aram set around 10 o'clock. We are there by around 11 o'clock, 11:15. The whole day, people get the whole inside Disney. But there may be people who will say we do not want to stay till late for the fireworks because during summertime it becomes dark later, around 10:30, 11. So the fireworks only start at that time. So what people say, no, we don't want to stay that late. Some people want to leave early. So we have for the people who want to leave on the regular time, which is around 7:30 approximately, and the one which leaves around 11:30, that's after the fireworks at night. So on both the buses, the tour manager will be there in the sense the first departure, the 7:31, the tour manager will put the people on the bus. He knows exactly how many people are going back to the bus, go straight back to the hotel. That's the LDC, the normal coach, our coach. And then we hire another local coach that takes the people after the fireworks. And on that, the tour manager also will be there along with the people. He or she will go to the hotel. Now on this day, there is no lunch, there is no dinner, but meal vouchers. These meal vouchers are valid for specific restaurants which are mentioned on the meal voucher inside Disneyland Park or Disneyland Studio or Disneyland Village. It is mentioned on the meal voucher. So people do not have an issue. But the menu is limited, but yes, they do not go hungry. They can have pizza or pasta or veggie wraps that are available. Non-veg, not a problem whatsoever. But for Jain, if you're a strict Jain, it is advisable that you carry your own stuff for Jain people. After this day, the next morning, we leave for Switzerland. The 3 nights are over in Paris. Very nice. It's the same and all tours. Then we leave for Switzerland, day 4. Day 4, when we are going to Switzerland, the whole day is a drive. And on this day, they were in Switzerland called Engelberg, which is on a mountain, which is around 1,050 meters above sea level. So it's like a hill station, extremely beautiful place. And 99.9% of the dinner is in the hotel itself. And even if the dinner is not in the hotel which we are staying in, if you're staying in another hotel, meters walk only. That's it. So in the vicinity, basically. So as good as having dinner in the hotel. So on this day, we only drive. It takes about 10 and a half hours from Paris to Engelberg in Switzerland. Of course, we'll be having rest stops en route. We'll be stopping for rest areas. So all that will be done. And we'll reach the hotel in Engelberg in the evening. We check into the hotel and then retire for the day and have dinner in the hotel itself. Day 4 is where we have the optional tour of Interlaken and Jungfrau York, or day at leisure. So people who are not doing the optional, they have a whole day free. And the tour manager, if they have any specific questions or specific requirements, the tour manager will guide them and assist them in terms of show them where they can go, what they can do, how they can travel from point A to point B. And people of Interlaken and Jungfrau, we will also be providing a packed lunch for them. People have only bought the optional tour, we'll be providing a packed lunch for them. So when we leave in the morning, it takes about 2 hours to 2 hours 15 minutes to reach, about 2 hours approximately to reach Interlaken, Engelberg. Once we reach Interlaken, we'll give people a little bit of free time, do a little orientation over there. We'll show them the fountain, we'll show them the statue, the floral clock. Okay, they'll have some time to move on the highway, which is the main street, a little bit of souvenir shopping if they like. And after which, we'll be heading to a station at Lauterbrunnen. That's the place where we'll be giving the people the packed lunches, which they can eat on the train. That's all the tour manager will explain to them how and when they have to go. So basically at Lauterbrunnen, we will board the train, and this train will go to a stop called Kleine. We will interchange. So from Kleine there'll be another train which will take us up to Jungfrau York, which is 11,333 feet or 3,454 meters. That is the height of Jungfrau. If the tour manager feels not fit to that, he or she will inform that person and his family member, and he or she has to abide by that decision. That is only in some serious cases, because sometimes people say, "Nahi, humne paisa bhara hai," but if the tour manager feels fit to come up that particular height, maybe because he's got major or severe asthma or anything that happens, because of the discretion of the tour manager. So if in case a certain situation like that arises and the client calls you and says, tour manager bol raha hai, hum log nahi aa sakte, I will request all of you all to stand by the tour manager and not fight for the client. If he's fine, he's not fine. Is it clear? So please keep that in mind, because unfortunately there have been certain cases where after the tour manager insisting for the client not to come, still he's come, and then tragedy has struck. So to worry about, but this is just for your information, keep this at the back of your mind. The reason is when you go up anything above 10,500, 10,600 feet, after that the air oxygen levels become little less. Sometimes some people rarely get dizziness, a little nausea. That is normal, actually fine. After 10-15 minutes, it becomes fine. We just sip a little bit of water and no problem whatsoever. No stress about that. But yes, as I said, if the tour manager feels nahi, isko bahut serious problem hai, then he will put his foot down. So generally nothing really goes wrong, but this is just the cautionary measure. When we go to Jungfrau, it's a cogged wheel train. The cogged wheel basically is a special kind of train because it's an incline. Especially the last leg is very, very steep, because we go through a 9 kilometer, the last leg of this train journey. Now, when people go to Jungfrau, people say, "Wahan pe kya karenge?" Tell them, "Wahan pe activities jaisa nahi hai, but it is inside." I'll explain what is there also. But the main thing is the journey itself is the activity. The train ride itself is very scenic and very beautiful. So the train is a part of the excursion. It's not just the means of transport. So keep that in mind. Now, when we reach Yungfrau, people can do the Sphinx, which they have to go another 100 feet higher by an elevator. So there they'll get a brilliant view of the Alps and the glacier. Then they can walk through the Alps. Then there's an ice cave or ice grotto, which is a cave inside the glacier, original glacier. Of course, the cave is man-made, but the ice is old, ancient, thousands of years old, which they can walk in. After all that is over, we come back by train. We come back down to Lauterbrunnen, the same way. There we can at all times. And after that, once we're at Lauterbrunnen, then we drive back to the hotel and have dinner in the hotel. Tiring day, but a wonderful day. People have a great time. The next day is day 6, which is again a full fun day, a very relaxed and comfortable day. And because we are staying in Engelberg, it becomes very easy and relaxed on this particular day. Aram se we will leave. We go to visit Mount Titlis and sightseeing our orientation in Lucerne. Now, this day also is an optional day. Now, this day is a brilliant day because Mount Titlis is more fun. We'll be going by a cable car, 2 sets of cable cars. The first one being a gondola, which is an 8-seater cable car. And this cable car will take us from Engelberg to Stand. At Stand, the entire group will reassemble. And then from there, the entire group will go into Roter, Mount Titlis from Stand. Once we're at Titlis, the level 1 area of Titlis is basically where you have another ice cave, but a smaller version, but still inside the glacier. Then you have restaurants at level 2 and washrooms. You have lounge area in level 4, level 5. So people go on level 5 and they go to the ice flyer. The ice flyer is included in our ticket, unlike many other companies. They do not have ice flyer included. We have ice flyer included. Ice flyer is a 5-seater open chair car. So your legs are dangling in air. So it goes round and round, goes down, comes up, goes down, comes up. And when the chair car beaches down to the area which is a snow park where you have tubes and slides and all that stuff, where people can sit on and slide down the snow and have a good time over there. So it's really good fun. Then we come back again up and they can see a walking bridge, also known as the cliff walk. Take some great pictures over there, finish all those activities, and then they come back down to Engelberg Cable Car Station. After all that is over, we give them time for lunch. They can have lunch either on top or they can have lunch at Engelberg, whatever they like. After that is over, then we will head up Lucerne. A very beautiful city, a very scenic city, as well as it has a lake, which is Lake Lucerne, as well as the river Rius. But what we see over there is also Keppelbrook, which is also known as the Chapel Bridge. This is a wooden bridge which was originally made in 1333. No longer that old because unfortunately in 1993 it got burnt down, and now what you see is a new bridge, but designed in the same old manner. At the end of the bridge, people will also see a Wasserturm or a water tower. So all this, people take pictures, they can go to the lake, relax down the benches over shopping, they go for shopping. So it is everything for everyone. Different kind of stores are there. They want to buy souvenirs, chocolates, shoes, clothes, perfumes, everything is available in Lucerne. After that entire day is over, then we come back to the hotel, have dinner, and relax. The next day, we are heading towards Italy. Now, when we are going to Italy, Italy is a place which is, we're going to Pisa, which is in Italy. It does take a while to reach from Engelberg. Also depends a lot on traffic. So when we reach, so whole day basically we'll be driving. But when we reach Pisa, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, it depends on what time we are reaching. If the tour manager feels it's too late next day, otherwise most probably he'll do it the same evening when we reach Pisa. Sorry, excuse me. So It would take approximately about 8 to reach 8 to 9 hours to reach Pisa from Engelberg. So when we get there, most probably, as I said, the tour manager will do the Leaning Tower of Pisa and get it out of the way. As mentioned, the itinerary also. Now, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is nothing but a bell tower, the church and the baptistry. Now, remember one thing, in Italy, in those days, they used to have a church or a cathedral. The opposite that, they used to have a baptistry. So when a child is initiated in the Catholic faith, he used to go to the baptistry and only then he could enter the church. And then next to the church, there used to be a bell tower. So nothing but a bell tower, which started to tilt on one side when it was being constructed. And that's why, and that tilt remained. Of course, they restricted the angle because it had tilt little more, it would have fallen. And then they reconstructed it again afterwards. So it is what you see this in the modern age. The angle has been restricted from going even further. And that's why it is still standing, due to the softness of the soil beneath. So once you see that, it's a good place for a photograph. And the only reason why Pisa came on the map is because of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. If Leaning Tower of Pisa was not there, go to the town of Pisa any which ways. But yes, it is also the place where there's a lot of work that goes on, because a lot of marble comes from close to, not in Pisa, but close to Pisa, which is called Prato, where a lot of marble also comes out from. And Carrara, which is also the white marble, and that is what the Leaning Tower of Pisa is also made out of, on Carrara marble, same as the Taj Mahal. So once that is over, we go have dinner, check into the hotel, and relax. Most probably in Pisa, we may have dinner in the hotel itself, but that is not confirmed. That we will see in the time. So Florence, again, a very beautiful city with a lot of art and history. It's really nice for people who are interested in architecture. And over there, we're going to have a walking city tour. In Italy, be it Rome, Pisa, or Florence, it's lots of, and in Rome, only walking and quite a bit of walking. So in Rome, you'll see the Cathedral Santa Maria del Fiore, that means the Saint of the Lily's Flower, the Campanile again, which is the clock tower, and the baptistry, which is the Gates of Paradise, which you see over there. You'll also see the Signor Vecchio, the palace, the Vecchio Palace, and you'll also see Loggia Delanti, which is an open-end museum with original masterpieces which are put over there, which people will be able to see. And of course, the Fountain of Neptune, which you'll see over there. Also, people will be able to see the replica of David's statue. Assuming we would not be able to do Pisa on the previous day, on this day, in the morning, we'll do Leaning Tower of Pisa and then head to Florence, because this is a pretty relaxed day. So we will not want to stress or hurry the people in various places. So we can also do Florence and Pisa on the same day. 7 is Pisa, day 8 is Florence. So either which ways, the days will be very relaxed for the people, especially day 8. After that is over, we'll have dinner and then go and check into the hotel. Okay. Next day, we are heading towards Venice. So we will be going to Venice by boat. So when we finish Florence, okay, we'll be heading towards Padova. On day 8, we'll be heading towards a place called Padova, which is closer to Venice. Won't take too much time. And check into the hotel over there. So next morning, when we are going to Venice, that is day 9, it will be a shorter drive to Troncheto, from where we have to take the boat. So normally we have a 9 o'clock boat. So this day is a little early day. We have to leave sharp at 8 o'clock. And then we will go to Troncheto, from where we have a private boat. This private boat will take, the boat ride is approximately about 20 to 25 minutes. Then we get off. From where we get off, we have to cross over about 4 bridges, and we come to the main square, which is called St. Mark's Square. Over there, we will also have a local guide who will give us a brief about Venice, show us, explain everything to us. We will have some free time to move around over there. Following which, we will proceed, come back on the boat, and the boat will take us to a station which is called Santa Lucia, which is in Venice station. And then from there, we'll take the high-speed train to the city of Rome. In Rome, we'll have a local guide over there who will do the city tour of Rome, but a walking city tour of Rome. So on that day, we'll be doing the Trevi Fountain, we'll be seeing the Colosseum, we'll be seeing the Roman Forum, Victor Emmanuel Monument, all these things we'll be seeing, but everything on foot. Lots of this guided city tours over. Then we'll go for for dinner. And then after dinner, we go to the hotel and check in and relax. Next day is basically leaving a departure day, but since the flight is in the evening, we will be doing the Vatican City in the morning, in the first half, the Basilica. So please keep it in mind that if you have a JD passenger or only taking land package, his flight should be in the evening, not in the afternoon or not in the morning. Otherwise, he will miss St. Peter's Basilica. Please keep that in mind. St. Peter's Basilica is in the Vatican City. So now, then we'll give some people some free time, we'll grab a bite, and then we'll be heading to the airport. Because the flight is around 7:30 in the evening, we need to be there 3 hours prior. So it'll take approximately an hour from the city to the airport. So first half will be St. Peter's Basilica, some free time for lunch, and then people will be transferred to the airport. And that is 10 days of Flavors of Europe comes to an end. Now I'm going to unmute the call, and once I unmute the call, if you have any questions, any doubts, please.
Conference is now in talk mode.
Anybody has any questions regarding this tour?
Yeah, I want to ask any specific reason why it is